Today's question comes from Courtney. Courtney writes, I have been barrel racing competitively for almost 2 years. In the past, I have always ridden horses that were already trained on the barrels. I bought a new mare and trotted the pattern for 2 to 3 months and then started loping. She is doing well, except she fights me around the first barrel, which causes a wide turn and wasted time. How can I fix this? I'm not absolutely sure I'm training her correctly. Can you please recommend some exercises to help teach her? She is starting to get a little sour when working the pattern at different speeds. Thanks for your question. First, I want to address the part that is the most concerning to me. You say your horse is getting a little sour on the pattern. This suggests that you might be running the pattern too much and possibly causing your horse to dread working the barrel pattern, or that your horse is basically telling you that she doesn't have much regard for your wishes and would rather follow her own agenda, which is to avoid the pattern. To nip this issue in the bud, let's also consider that your horse is fighting you at the first barrel. I'm not exactly sure how this is happening. Perhaps she's shaking or tossing her head. If so, this is your horse trying to communicate with you that she is not comfortable. There are real reasons for her behavior, and because horses can't speak English, it's our responsibility to do our best to learn their language. So before these behaviors become well-established habits, it's time to stop and analyze the cause. Now, when it comes to problem solving with horses, it's hard to always know the source due to that pesky language barrier. We often have to just cover several bases, and one of them is likely to make the difference we're looking for. Your horse's issues could be caused by a physical problem. Remember, in this area, horses are masters of disguise, so even if they don't seem to have any noticeable problems, you'll definitely want to have her examined by an equine veterinarian to rule this out and prevent any physical problems from becoming worse and further establishing any bad habits. When you have a solid educational foundation instilled in your horse and a relationship built on trust, leadership, and respect, fighting at the first barrel is likely to become a complete non-issue. Until your horse can travel in a straight line and in circles in the direction that you ask with minimal guidance and not waver off track, until you ask otherwise, and do so at speed, are they really ready for the barrels? To help with this, utilize an exercise called point to point. Let's go to the arena now and I'll demonstrate. Wherever you're riding, pick out a certain point, like a fence post, and really focus your attention on it. Ask your horse to walk or trot toward that point in a perfectly straight line. If he gets off course, simply pick up the rein and guide him back on track. You may have to do this quite a bit at first. Eventually, he will learn to follow your focus and not waver off path. Don't forget to really mentally focus on the point that you're going to. If we are to be making grocery lists in our head, our horse is likely to lose focus and drift off path. Start going slowly in straight lines, then work up to adding more speed. When you're doing well with that, add circles into the mix, and then move up speed there. Do not move up to a faster gait until your horse can stay on track and follow your focus going slow. Only when your horse can take responsibility to go and keep going in the direction you point her with relatively little guidance are you ready for the barrel pattern. This may take days or weeks, but until your horse can go in the direction you guide her without resistance in circles or straight lines and going slowly or with speed, you're likely to have continued troubles on the barrel pattern. If you're not sure if you're training her correctly, I would recommend contacting a reputable barrel horse trainer and schedule a few lessons to get some instruction on how you're progressing and keep you on track. Only when you are confident that you are doing the right thing can your horse be confident. Also, be sure to stay tuned for the release of my upcoming book, 101 Barrel Racing Exercises, which I'm sure will prove helpful as you go forward developing your horse.